All right, everybody, welcome in. How you guys doing today? Deep breath, please. Let's see what's going on this week. There is a lot of cool energy this week. I'm loving October 22nd. We have a Venus star point or a Venus Cazimi, depending on how you've been reading about it. And that is some really lovely heart-opening energy. So that's coming later this week. So just know about that. We also have the Mars retrograde happening next week, and we have a lot going on with the eclipses coming in. But let's see what's going on this week. I'll talk more about all of those topics as we get closer to them. But I definitely feel that Venus energy, that beautiful feminine energy. Some of you might have, I don't know, like a little occasion to connect with your female friends. So please do that, okay? It's a great time for that. Mystic healer. Look at that. Transformation as we're heading into the Scorpio time, and also embracing enthusiasm. It just feels like lighter. Last week I did a video, I think it was Friday, and I definitely felt this energy of lightness of being. We have, for the past few years, I feel like there has been a lot of work, especially, I didn't see it coming, but this year, the work of Saturn in retrograde was very challenging. And I've heard from a lot of you guys about that. Speaking of that, this week, I am going to do a little special class, and maybe more than one, about reading your own personal birth chart. That is something that is coming up more and more. All y'all are asking me questions about it more and more. So we're going to do a little live session where you can ask your questions. Okay? So there's a link for that in the description box if you want to join on. Okay? 4 of Cups underneath. I like this. The Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Wands. Just beautiful energy. This is what it's felt like for me anyway. For the past few weeks, it's felt like the new chapter's almost here, but not quite. Like it hasn't really fully opened. And I feel like this with this Venus energy this week, and it's going to linger for a few weeks. Okay. So just that feeling of like some of you may have a real heart chakra opening. Some of you may have a lovely love connection. I have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups been showing up a ton too. All right. It's inspirational. It is expansive. It is light. It is light. And it's very important to, I don't know, sit in it, but like let the energy work on you a little bit this week. Let it be kind of leading you, right? Feminine energy is allowing energy. So we're allowing this to work on us. We're allowing the Venus lightheartedness to work on us. And if you ever feel that need to kind of go into that Saturn, right, where you're doing really hard things, that's Capricorn energy. It's about taking steps. It's about being, taking the action. It might be, I don't know, more effective to simply go with the flow a little bit more this week. It might be helpful to you in terms of your creativity, in terms of everything, just allowing it to flow a little bit lighter for you this week. Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Justice card, there's Libra energy. Wow, Lovers energy, 5 of Pentacles right in the middle. Look at that. Look at that, Charlie. 3 of the Empress there is Venus. We're going to clarify that, 5 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands. The Death card there is, and look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. Sometimes I have a hard time letting the last card of a piece of a reading even be anything that anybody could think of as like super negative, especially when we have all these positive energies around it. This placement right in the middle is usually a timing card for me. And this is 5 years, right? 5 of Pentacles. I kind of feel like this has to do with the Pluto energy. We've been talking a lot the last year or so about Pluto in retrograde and the Pluto return for the United States. And so it feels to me like those of you those of us who have been working on your spiritual path, number one, there is something about coming out into the light of your everyday life and allowing your everyday life to kind of match this spiritual expansiveness, this joy. It can't be so different. You can't have like one piece of your life be super light and bright and another piece of it be super dark, right? We're in the balancing time of Libra, the Venus Cazimi or the Venus star point. It's basically aligning with the sun. This is an energy of lightness. If there are things in your life that are really challenging right now, what's beautiful about this is that Saturn is going direct. And so Saturn is the taskmaster, right? So over the past 6 months or so, we've been asked to review, repeat, reassess lessons that have been going on in our lives. And basically now, as it goes direct, can we see that we have done our homework, that we have worked through some things, that we have done the things we need to do? I do feel like that's what's happening. Is that we're able to really see the next phase or the next chapter. If you have had a lot of difficult things going on in your life, let's clarify that Five of Pentacles right now. I feel like this is the giftee that Saturn leaves, the Ace of Pentacles. So tell me about this Five of Pentacles. What is this about, please? Seven of Swords, Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Page of Pentacles. Some of us have been learning from some secrets that have been unveiled or released or allowed to be shared or something like that. This feels like something that was a hard truth. Okay, the Pentacles are very earth-based energy, and if this was a hard truth that you had to see, I feel like you benefit from it a lot. And I almost feel like it creates more spiritual awareness for you. Been a little challenging, but it's been something that we needed to learn, something we needed to release. And that is our choice with the Lovers card here. I am seeing Libra and Gemini, more Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Sag. So let's start up here. The Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands energy, really beautiful in terms of action. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, have you done your spiritual work? Have you taken better care of yourself? Have you learned that through difficult circumstances, you are able to not only survive, but thrive? You're able to do things for yourself that maybe in the past you might have thought of as frivolous, okay, or not serious. Saturn in retrograde has that capability of making us feel like it has to be harder. The lesson or the learning or the remedy has to be harder than, or harsher, okay, than it really needs to be. It doesn't need to be harsher. What it does need is it needs balance. It needs us to talk it out. It needs us to lay out what we need. It really does. It needs us to say, because Libra is the energy, and we are in that right now, of our intimate relationships, people who we are closest to. And if there is a feeling of, hey, I've been doing a lot of work to get myself balanced, to get myself anchored, now I can take action forward. You can take action forward in a balanced way. The Lovers card, the Five of Pentacles, which you've already talked about, and this Empress. I like how they're kind of bookending this. Now, this can be somebody else in your life. You can be working very hard to keep yourself balanced, and there can be other people in your life who are not, very much not balanced, okay? I think it's a gift. I think this is what Saturn is leaving us as a gift, which is a level of perspective, a real breakthrough in our consciousness, that we can see what we're grateful for. We can see through the lens of gratitude more, and not so much like looking to the past and wondering why did that have to happen, or feeling kind of negative about the past. Instead, being grateful for the difficult lesson, because now we're able to transform into something new. We have learned something really important in the last 5 years. Really important. First of all, about love, about how to be capable of love, how to allow other people into our lives. As we went through that whole period of lockdown and separation from each other, we may have learned a lot about self-care, a lot about what we needed in relationships. And now we're going to enter back into that field of Venus. And we're able to say more strongly, you know what, this is what works for me. This is what doesn't work for me. And be aligned with this Venus energy, aligned with such a level of truth that it's not uncompromising. It's just the truth. Okay. The truth is simple. You don't have to remember a lot of stuff. You don't have to go into a lot of explanation. The biggest truths of the world can be said in under 5 words. I love you, right? These are the truths that come across to other people as being really authentic. The more words we end up using sometimes, then it becomes an explanation or an excuse or something like that. And I feel like we have learned something about our isolation and our coming back together. And Venus is here to really activate that. Okay, Venus will be in Libra energy. And that is even more about reaching out and helping each other. Some of us will be helping those who need it most, right? Those who might be still in this Saturn energy of reviewing for the past 5 years, what's needed and what's now needing to be shed. And I do want to say that some of this is also about lightening the energy, because we've had some really serious choices that we've had to make over the past few years. And now with our new tools, our new capability of our self-nurturance, our relearning of what we need in relationships and what we need in our own life, right? A lot of us need our own space, our own time, and our own place just to be. I think now that there's some capability of moving forward. Some of you may be ushering in a new time of relationship with this Ace of Pentacles. This is about making something real and tangible. It's not airy-fairy. It's not like this, oh, when I get there kind of feeling. This is more about when I'm here in the transformation, and I'm embracing the enthusiasm of what is existing right now, without us letting our boundaries being run over. We don't really need to explain ourselves all that much, right? It's such a privilege to not have to explain oneself all the time. That's kind of nice. And that is what we're maybe needing from an intimate relationship, that there's more understanding, there's more sharing, awareness, sharing in a way that is through the energy of love here with Venus. So this does seem to me that there's a new foundation, a new platform on which we can build relationships that are more long-lasting, have more authenticity to them, are not built on this kind of utopian idea that people don't have bad days, or they aren't cranky sometimes, or they don't have, needs of their own. Now we're really aware of that because we're more aware of our own needs, which is a beautiful thing. And in the past, if that has maybe made us separate from other people, the 5 of Pentacles, we all have our own weird stuff. You think you're weird? We're all weird. All right? We're all weird. It's fine. It's fine. But I think now we know how to communicate it, or at least we're on the path to doing that. Ace of Wands. We're on the path to doing that. And I feel like there's more acceptance of that because we now are embracing our own uniqueness. Let's call it unique. Yeah, let's call it that. Let's call it our own uniqueness. All right, so I'm going to continue on with this. This is some beautiful energy that's coming in. I do feel like this is kind of a bigger picture reading than just a week. But if you have done this work of understanding who you are and what you need more, then this Saturn going direct and the Venus Cazimi is really going to be a blessing, okay? And bringing in some new opportunities to share love and to awaken to a life partnership that's more in line with you. All right, so let's continue on. I will pull some special cards for Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Sag. Correct. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.